We're in Port Elizabeth on the Marsh River. We're going to be railbird shooting this afternoon.
Yeah, with 2 boxes of knives.
Camps has been in the business of railbirding in Port Elizabeth here, going on 75 to 100 years. One day my dad had an extra hunter come and he took me out in the river and he says, showed me how to do it. He says, here you are. I was about 15. I'll have my brother, my son will be here. Nephews, we got Milt Weatherby. He'd be the oldest one out of the bunch.
There's a mud hen here opening day. You don't see him upriver here. Is he right, Frankie? He's running around here. Kept coming out of the bush. He's walking one side and he come out the other, looking at you. Most of the hunters are, you know, they're well-to-do people. Some of them's not. Some of them just enjoy going, just like anything else. Years ago, it was a rich man's sport. They claim that President Harrison shot here on 2 different occasions. We've had the governor of New Jersey. We've had people from all over the country. Railbird boats, the old ones were all made out of cedar planking on the bottom. Any of them that's built today most of them's built out of plywood and fiberglass, but there's not too many of them being built. They're all built by individuals that wants to go railbirding. Push poles most of them were handmade out of cedar. We still have a couple here that's just been cut out of the cedar swamp and smoothed down. But we get lazy, you know, we go buy banister rails out of the lumber yard anymore. The poles are made with like 3 little duck feet on the bottom of them, and you have to have that to keep from going down in the mud. You would never get anywhere with just a straight pole. The different types of railbirds, we have the soar, that's the main bird we hunt. There's a Virginia rail, which we kill a few every year. And there's a yellow rail. 35 or so years I've been going, we've probably killed maybe half a dozen. The migration is always at night. You never see them in the daytime. If you're out there in the meadow at night, sometimes you can hear them coming in, peeping and stuff. But you can't, you know, you never see them. The marsh up above the Marshtown Bridge, most of it's the wild rice. The reason they migrate through here and stop is the wild rice. Now, you don't find them in the salt grass. They're just like anything else, they're wherever the feed's at. And the season for rails runs from September the 1st up into November. Most of the time, you get a heavy frost, they'll leave, they migrate through. We call them meadows, some people call them swamps, they call them all different kind of things. The local people, they call them the marsh. The wild rice grows in that. Most of the meadows, like this one right up here is the Boudelier meadow, we call it, and that was the name of the farm that was there. See, these meadows were all farmed at one time, all diked in, and it was farm ground. They got so expensive to keep the dikes up that they just let them go. They had rail fences out in these meadows, and when they flooded, these birds used to set on the rail fences. And my grandfather said that's how they used to shoot them right down the rail fences, and that's how they got their name railbird. The tide makes the whole shoot. You have to have the tide so you can push through the marsh to jump the birds. The higher the tide, the better. We've been hunting together for so long that we know about what the other fellow's going to do, and we try to stay in line. And, you got to work around the ditches in the high spots to, you know, to move them out. A good pusher, well, he's got to have a strong back and strong arms to do it. And one of the skills is finding the bird. We call it marking the bird. After the bird gets the shot, he'll go down in this stuff right here, and it all looks alike. Woo! When the reed's up high, we'll holler so we can tell where the other hunters are at, especially if we can't see them. So we can tell where to, you know, to let the guy shoot.
You get that other bird, Walt?
When you're out there hunting, the pusher's always in charge of he keeps the hunter in check.
He'll tell him when to shoot and when not to shoot, and you know what to do.
Plenty of shooting, didn't hit too many. We put up a lot of birds. Must have been me. I must have rocked the boat when the shot went off.
Yeah. Blame the pusher.
That's right. Can't be the gunner. Gunner's always right.
You get out there, you get away from everything. We get out there, we're just like the hunter. We're away from everything, you know, telephone and everything. What you like about it, you grow up with it. It's a thing of around here. I mean, we've been with it for years, 3 generations. I worked for the state of New Jersey as a forest fire warden. My crew members and stuff too, and we do a little farming on the side, and then we go railbirding in just a couple months. Everybody comes down's got a different recipe. Some of them put grapes up them and fry them, and the railbird tastes like a nutty flavor. I mean, it's nothing wild.
I need one of them. We had a pretty good shoot today.
Oh, yeah.
It wasn't too bad with what birds we
No,
had.
thank you. Thank you.
I think if you add them all up, we'd probably got 75 or 80 birds today. Could have been a lot worse. We've had a lot worse days than this. That's about how we do it, the way you've seen today. All work.
Another foot of water is.
Yeah, there's been birds jumping all over if there's been another foot of water. Heck with Pepsi, right?